Okay, so
Because you got to work on yourself. It's here. It's not all about finding a woman.
word up. That's a
It's not about just connecting and get connected and get some piece of. There's so much more to your self development, son. There's there's uglier people. Like this is just you. Like that's all your value right there. You're just a shell. You're just gonna decorate yourself and call it a day. That's not what this is about. He's handsome. He's got all his teeth.
yeah, like I don't
I mean,
I don't
I've
know where
seen
he's
some.
all of this is coming from. Is
I have
I
no
feel like
idea.
he's never seen real ugly.
You, yes, sir, because you have not seen. Some people get paired up with some things,
Mm.
and you're like, why? But I don't see those symptoms here. I don't see him being in that category. That I don't understand. I'm at a loss for words. Is this like anorexia or bulimic or something where you see yourself 80 pounds but 5'6", but yet you feel like you're 200 pounds in the mirror? Is that what this is right here?
It's very possible that he might have some of that and
Distortion? My
yeah,
goodness.
yeah, like
No,
some type
this.
of distortion to his own image. Like no matter how he sees it, other people would say or see anything of him, he sees himself in a
Yeah.
totally different light. Like you say, he has all his teeth. Do have some serious eyebrows. I mean, the man has
That's
all of his
fine. And they're not
hair.
even united. Like that's it's fine.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he has eyes that you can see. I mean, there's dudes
They're
that are
symmetrical.
so yeah symmetrical.
And you know, he even looked like he could but it's natural. It doesn't it's like, he's got nice eyes and everything. His nose is not like I understand. I'm not saying he's an Adonis, but I'm not saying what he's calling himself either. That's not correct. That's not right. You know what I mean?
Now there is a piece of information that might be giving him a falsified view of how men are supposed to look. He's
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken, he's from Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
In
Because he's wearing the
Atlanta,
Phoenix Suns, but he's from Atlanta.
yeah, well, in Atlanta, the look of the average man, 30 plus, the majority of them are very fit, and if they're not that fit, they spend a lot of money on how they look. So I figure that at some point something must have ruined the way he thinks of his own self-image, thinking that that's a standard. That's not realistic.
That's
That doesn't
not
last
realistic.
forever. And there's only like I think we were
Mm.
talking about this the other day that there's only like a 5-10% between 5 and 10% of men that actually look like that, especially past 20.
Huh. My goodness.
But now, from your experience,
Hmm.
between a guy that's not so good looking but has confidence and interesting versus a guy that's very good looking but he pretty much has much to say, who is it that's more likely to actually pair up with someone past their 30s?
I have to say, definitely the confident guy that's gonna make me laugh, and the guy that's really gonna be a nice person to talk to, not a person that is like a trophy. I've I've dated really cute guys and I've been on all the spectrums, say, okay? And confidence goes well. I don't care what you look like, but if you have confidence among other qualities as well, um, yeah, that's great. If you and you look good and then yeah, that's a bonus. Um, Definitely confidence. A person that's really has a really great attitude, you know?
Oh, word up. I mean,
This kid really needs to like pick himself up, man. He can't. Does he say more? Because
yeah,
it's
he
making me
does.
sad.
It gets worse. When I saw
What?
this, let me tell you something. When I saw this video, just up until this point, I actually started crying myself because I met guys who used to kind of talk like this about themselves. And when after I would talk to them, like, listen, let me tell you something. If you think that you're ugly, you still have not seen ugly. And I've helped them actually, work on their attitude about it. And
Yeah.
I tell them what you really are. Matter of fact, I tell them what they really suck at. Like, it's not
Right.
about that you're not attractive. Girls don't like you because you suck at some things, to kind of
Mm-hmm.
change the direction of what they're going from. And it's like, wait a
Mm-hmm.
second, you mean that I can actually work on myself? So they automatically, it just clicked in their head. Like, dude, if you have skills and
Mm-hmm.
you actually show that you're trying to dress nice to keep yourself, that you're not lazy, girls are automatically going to gravitate to you. Maybe it's that you're only looking at the females that are tens, which
Right.
those females, it's not always realistic. Not all tens are really desirable to men, past their 20s, because they have
Right.
some experience. But when you're like 20 and below, you look at tens like, wow, that's like where I need to reach. Oh man, I can never reach her. Well, you're gonna suffer.
Well, I'm gonna sound like the auntie at the Latin house, that just talks smack. Now I'm gonna say something right now that they say in Spanish sometimes when they say, and I'm just generalizing, but I hear them, like I would say, like, al hombre, la mujer se le mete por los ojos. So a guy focuses most on the outside of a woman.
Hmm.
Most guys that are not evolved, they make so maybe he's thinking by that method that women feel the same. That's not how we work, a lot of times. Yes, we do like the outside package. Yes, that's amazing. Um, but that's not always the deal breaker. There has to be so much more, but maybe that's what he's thinking along those lines, because maybe when he sees a woman, he puts so much emphasis on her outer looks that when he thinks of himself, maybe he thinks like, I can't compare because I need to look a certain way, or I'm never gonna find a soulmate or a true love or someone or companion. But there's got to be so much more than skin deep.
Hmm.
It's You know what I'm saying? So it makes me really sad that it all just sums up to that. You know?
Oh man, I have to say that some of the stuff he says in here it's scary, because it's like, damn, I hope you're the only person that feels like this, and I hope at some point you start realizing, damn, I was just young and stupid saying what I'm saying. Because being young, it's almost impossible not to say something stupid.
Absolutely. And guess what? Being young, you always go through your awkward stage.
Yeah, word up. Well, I'm gonna go ahead
Yeah.
and play some
Okay.
more of this and see what else is, because I I like hearing your input, and I think this is a subject that you have a lot of good input on.
Thank you.
So I blame part of it on society and the media and just all around how you feel about yourself. And I'm just, I'm tired of, in general, this life, that I'm living, being a black man. Black man is the lowest form of shit on the totem pole. And not everybody can be a winner in life. We all can't be good looking. We all can't be attractive. We all can't be light skinned and be a pretty boy. Sometimes you have to look in the mirror and look at your fucking self and see the piece of shit you see in the mirror. And it is not somebody for everybody. It's not.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for stopping right there. Okay. This dude needs a real serious talk to. Like, first of all, I don't see a piece of shit. Second of all, who said everybody has to be light skinned to be attractive? Okay. Para todos los colores hay gusto.
Hmm.
Okay. Some people just gravitate towards this spectrum of shade or that spectrum of shade if that's their thing, you know? I've dated all spectrum of shade. I don't know where I fall. I just let it just
It's either
if
you
he's a
have it
nice
or you
person,
don't.
if he's fun, hey, it don't matter. Okay. But
Either you got it or you don't.
yeah, it don't matter. With shade. Um, so I don't know. I don't know where he's getting fed this information or this propaganda that he's listening. Clearly, I don't know and I don't want to generalize, but I feel like maybe he just lives in one town in one place and he listens to the same propaganda day in and day out. So he's just like repeating stuff. I don't know, or I can't explain it. But how could you be? Even on my worst day, I never spoke to myself like that. I couldn't. How, sir? Pick yourself up. Oh my God. I can't. Did you hear all those insults that he spewed at himself?
Mhm.
Well, obviously you heard them, but I'm still.
I know it's a lot to take in
Ooh,
because it's
I'm
here's
not him,
someone.
but I'm hurting just listening to him. I'm hurting just listening to him.
Yeah,
It hurts my heart that someone could think of themselves like that.
it's
You know?
insane because I swear, oh, sometimes, and I'm not one. I don't get caught up on how ugly a person is physically, but I've seen ugly. Like I really have seen ugly, and even at that, I still think about, okay, can we get past the first 5 seconds? I don't care how good looking or how ugly someone is physically, or sometimes it could just be their face that's just scary looking. But
Yeah.
if you actually can look past those first 5 seconds, you start to realize this is still another human being, and
Yes.
they have substance. I've met people who are not that attractive. Let me tell you, holy crap! There was this dude in my neighborhood called El Feo. If people openly called him El Feo and he had no problem with it, his logic was if I can hit on 90 girls a month, at least 30 of them are going to give me their phone number.
Someone's gonna say yes. Two sayings.
Man, and it
Man,
worked. It was so true. This dude,
he
at
probably had
first,
fly girls too.
yeah, out of those 30, 40 phone
Yep.
numbers, a lot of them were tens. They just love the confidence.
See?
And he didn't care. His mentality, I swear, it sounds so cliche, but he would personally say, look, sometimes I could get a 7, sometimes I could get a 10. But I know I'm more likely to go a little further with a really high 6 or 7 around there. But I'm okay with 2 5s. I'm good. At the thing, I
Stop
fail.
it.
I mean,
Child, I
fail.
could trade you for 2 5s. It's okay. Let's go.
And the thing is, when
Yeah.
females are in their teenage years and they hear
Yeah.
compliments, it's not something that they hear a lot from the opposite sex, because the more modern we become, the more men say things out in the open to the opposite sex. Especially nowadays, it's become even more difficult for a man to say, "Wow, you're very beautiful. It's nice to see you." You can't say stuff like that.
Sexual harassment.